Welcome to Nayfee Paints. In this video, I'll be showing you how I made these really easy and cheap pipe bundles. These simple little builds just add a little bit of character to your tabletop and also apply a little bit of cover in your tabletop gaming. With that, let's crack in. So here are some of the materials I used for the build. I got some standard PVC pipes. These colored pipes here are from some sort of kid's toy. These gray pieces here are from a kid's stroller. I've got some colored straws here, some random clear piping here, some cardboard box packing tape, some cardboard, some chain, random pieces of plastic junk. These little plastic pieces here are for pot plants, and they make excellent metal pallets or grate pieces. So to start with, I've got these little plastic pieces here. These will form the metal pallets the pipes will sit on. I've glued these together in a couple of different shapes and sizes, and these will form the base for the pipes to sit on top of. Just using a pair of scissors, because this plastic is very soft, I've just cut off the ends of some of these pipes, just to give them a nice flat edge. Then with one of the pallets, I've just dry fitted these into position, just to make sure I was happy with the setup. Once I was happy with the arrangement of the pipes, I glued those together, but I didn't glue them to the base just yet. With all the glue dry, now it's time to add some chain to the pipes. Doing this gives the pipes a bit more visual interest. With the chain, it's super simple. I've cut myself a piece to length that can wrap around a few times. Putting a little glue down in the area I want to place the chain, and it's wrapping it around, and just leaving that sit there until the glue is fully dried. Now just apply a generous amount of glue to the base of the pipes, and I'll just glue these down onto the metal pallet. And once that glue is dried, the pipes are built and ready for paint. So this first step of painting here is applying some Typhus Corrosion just randomly around the model. I could have done this after applying the undercoat, but it doesn't really matter which order you do it in. This Typhus Corrosion is just a brown paint with some sort of sandy grit in it, so you can just use sand and paint if you wanted to. Applying this paint like this, at the end you get this nice bumpy and gritty look to the model. Once that Typhus Corrosion is fully dried, I've given the model an undercoat of Vallejo's black primer through the airbrush, and this is with a little bit of flow improver mixed into the paint. When applying these base coats, each paint required about 2 to 3 coats. And with each paint, except the metals, I put a little bit of water into the paint. I'll just quickly go through now what all the base colours are. So here is Caledor Sky from Citadel. This is light turquoise from Vallejo. Khorne Red from Citadel. Weapon Bronze and Banshee Brown, they're both from the Army Painter. Squig Orange, Leadbelcher, and Celestra Grey, they're all from Citadel. With all that piping painted, now it's time to do the chains and the base of the model, and I painted these with Gunmetal Grey from Vallejo, and these took 2 coats. With all the base coating down, now it's time to move on to the weathering. Before applying any washes, I've sponged on some shiny silver from the Army Painter around the model randomly. Doing this breaks up the colour of the base coat, and also gives me some areas where I can apply the rust texture later. And this is what it looks like once I've done all the sponging. So I've washed the model with 2 different washes. They're both from Vallejo. This first one here is oiled earth. I've mixed a little water into the paint and just given the entire model a coat of this colour. Not worrying if it pulls up anywhere, as pulling in certain areas will mix up the finish of the model. Once that first wash was dried, then I went over with European dust from Vallejo, and again just applied this over the entire model. With those washes applied, now it's time to put down some rust texture from Vallejo, trying to hit the areas where I dabbed on the silver earlier, and also the edges and any parts where it might be broken or corroded. And the final colour here was dry rust from the Army Painter. I've mixed a little water into this paint, and very sparingly place this around parts of the model where I think the rust might be gathering. And with that paint applied, the pipes are ready for the tabletop. Thanks for watching Nayfee Paints. If you liked the video, please click the sub button or leave me a like. If there's anything you'd like to see in a future video, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch ya.